Hello, happy people. Thanks for joining us tonight. And hello, Crazy. What do we have on the agenda?
How you doing, Dip? Well, it's been a good day. Today we have a special episode. It's kind of near and dear to my heart. We're going to have True DeFi, and we're going to explain exactly to us what that is and how people can get involved. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Today is February 1st, 2024. Can you believe it? The time is flying. Winter's almost done up here in the Great White North. Thank God for that. So I guess without further ado, yeah, I know. I can't wait for the spring, actually. So let's bring up our roundtable guests. We'll start off first with Juan. Mr. Juan, how you doing, sir?
Fired up, waiting for another fantastic show. Can't wait.
Awesome.
Excellent.
And we also have CryptoCruizer. How you doing today?
Doing all right. It's been a good 24 hours of trading, so I'm feeling pretty good today.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
So today's topic is going to be True DeFi. First, I want to ask, I'll start with you, Juan. When you hear the word True DeFi, what do you think of?
For me, True DeFi, right? I mean, it's a big term, but you try to simplify it, right? I mean, decentralization at the heart of it, right? I don't want to be tracked, don't want to be followed. I want to use my liquid the way I want to, how I want to get it out, put it in. For me, it's freedom. So to simplify it, freedom to use my money or my assets the way I feel I need to use them.
You just described date night there, actually. Put it in and get it out. CryptoCruizer, what about you?
Well, I mean, who can argue with what Juan just said? It is just that. DeFi is decentralized. Don't want to be traced. Don't want to be tracked. Want to be able to do things our way. Do what we want with our assets and everything in life. And I feel like there's so much of the crypto space that is getting away from DeFi, and that's kind of disappointing. But there's still some good DeFi out there. So we have hope.
Yep, that's actually a perfect segue into what I think of when I think of True DeFi. Now, there's a lot of anybody that's in the DeFi space, especially in the Telegram world and Twitter world. You understand there's a lot of DeFi projects and dApps and stuff like that. Problem with those, 9 times out of 10, those ROI dApps are miners. You basically invest your money and that capital is locked. There's a term for it called sunk. It's a sunk investment. So what you do, how to earn your money back, is you play the game or use the ROI dApp. That to me is not true DeFi, because a lot of those projects, they disappear or rug or fail before you get your initial deposit back, let alone earning anything on top of that. So to me, true DeFi is projects like, or not projects, but platforms like staking and liquidity pools and yield farming, because you earn income on those from actual fees on transactions on the different DEX and SEXs and stuff like that, centralized exchanges, not SEX. And so to me, that's true DeFi, because you are not only investing your money and earning true yield, that money is also liquid, meaning you can pull it out at any time. That to me is true DeFi. I mean, there's a lot of examples of it. We did a video a few weeks ago on Orca and Radium and Camino, which there will be an airdrop coming soon if anyone's on that platform. But with those ones, you put in your money, you earn yield based on fees, and then anytime you want, you can take that money back out. That to me is true DeFi. You can earn passive income, and it's a lot safer than what these so-called ROI dApps are doing in the DeFi space. Glenn, what about yourself?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the main thing when you're talking true DeFi is having control of your own capital and not handing that over to anybody else. So whether it's market fluctuation or anything else, you're the one in control of whether it stays or goes. It mitigates a lot of risk.
Well, it goes both ways, right? You can also incur a lot of risk, but at least that decision is in your hands. And I think that people don't realize how powerful that is. You took the risk. If you made 10x, you did it. It was your decision. You held it there longer. You decided whatever. Versus if you lost money, you're empowered the same way. You chose to stay there longer. You chose to suffer through the collapse of ETH pair, whatever you're dealing with at that moment. But again, it's your decision. It wasn't someone who stole your money on a fly-by-night meme coin. So
that's right.
Definitely agree with that.
Now, the good thing about some of these protocols is that as long as you do your due diligence and do your research, like for example, you mentioned token appreciation or depreciation in that matter. Now, if you put your money into, let's say, a liquidity pool and you've done your research on both pairs, both tokens that you're going to provide liquidity for, and you are fairly confident, especially not going into a bull market. I mean, it's like catching fish in a barrel. But if you do your research on these tokens, especially the blue chips, you know pretty much the price action, and you can adjust your investment and ranges and stuff accordingly. And that way you minimize your risk. So that's a good example there, Juan.
Yeah. Another example for me is like perpetual dexes, right? Here, you're not moving your money to some exchange hoping to be able to get that money out or not. In a perpetual exchange, you kind of keep your money in your wallet and make your trades from there. And again, whatever you earn or loss, that's on you, but it's in your control at all times.
Before we do a check on the markets and stuff like that, and then of course we have our smash or pass this week, which CryptoCruizer will be going over with us. I did want to mention big news this week on the Solana network. If you're a big fan of Solana, they had the launch of the Jupiter token, and then the good thing about that is if you did participate and use any of these liquidity pool sites, like I mentioned in that video, Orca, Radium. Radium. There's a few others as well, Camino, that the interaction on these sites, you earn points, and with these points you were allocated an airdrop. Now I saw a video yesterday, actually no, it was Ivan on Tech. He mentioned on his video there was a 17-year-old kid who has been interacting on Radium for the last 12 months, every single day, putting money in or lending on the protocol, his Solana, and then immediately pulling it out. So no risk whatsoever. He wasn't losing any money, just interacting daily. By doing that, he earned a huge allocation of Jupe token, which was worth close to $1 million at launch, which is phenomenal. I can't imagine being a 17-year-old, doing what he did and then become a millionaire literally overnight. It's unbelievable. But that's the opportunities you have in DeFi. And there are a bunch of other projects that are available, not projects, protocols, we'll call them, that are out now, which will be doing the same thing in the future. So keep your eye on that. Keep your eyes and ears on Twitter and Telegram. You can get more information on that. And of course, tune into this channel because I will share that whenever I have knowledge of it. Okay, so
Excellent.
we might as well just do a quick check on the markets. I mean, there hasn't really been a whole lot going on, but I do want to share one thing about the current market state. I was sharing my screen there. I did want to show everyone that the fear and greed index has finally started to come down. We were sitting in the greed area for quite a while. With the market the way it was going, everyone was really, really bullish. And then market sentiment had turned. You heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, we're going back down to the 30s and so forth." But the fear and greed on CoinMarketCap here didn't really change, but it finally has now. Even though Bitcoin's been holding pretty steady, I think people. I'm going to share this one now. I think people are starting to realize that, we're not just going to go up in a straight line. Currently, we're sitting at 43,077. Everything's looking pretty healthy. I mean, we haven't had any major dips. We did have a bit of a sell-off after the Fed meeting. And then, of course, there was some more selling from Scale. Who knows when that's going to end? Seems like that's never going to end. Anyway, Bitcoin's holding pretty steady, so that's not too bad. We'll take a look here at crypto bubbles. And what do we got for the last week? Well, we do have a lot of green. FTT token finally taking a dip. But yeah, pretty much everything else is green on there. The high ones like Link, 25.6%. Mean is doing okay. Render, another 23%. And then the last thing I want to look at here is the halving chart. Now, if you guys recall, last week, this was at around 62 days maybe because of the volume and how Bitcoin was performing, but is now back to 77 days. April 19th is the projected halving for Bitcoin.
Yeah, last week that was April 4th.
That's right. Yeah, it was. Quickly how it changes. I guess it all depends on price and volume, but it seems to fluctuate up and down a bit.
Yeah.
But the good thing with Bitcoin right now, it's actually looking like a lot of that selling pressure from Grayscale and them is starting to taper off. And then all these buys that are coming in from the spot ETFs are about to start showing their promise. I'm still pretty bullish with them.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, sorry, I just wanted to show this one more time. If you look at the price, you mentioned the selling pressure, which there was, but it's gotten bought up really quickly, and then we're right back up in that range that we've been the last little while. So that's very good news to see.
Very good news.
Yeah, I think at this point everybody's looking for a deal, right? I mean, they know where Bitcoin can probably lead to, or is heading to. And anytime there's a small dip, man, it's a discount. I always see discount signs. So it's a good time to buy. I'm just wondering how much of this stability is due to the ETFs and, its current state of affairs, right? Especially over the weekend, they're covering gaps. Are they, how is that transitioning towards the week? And it's funny how that's interacting. It's been pretty, like you said, it's been ranging between a certain segment. So I want to see how long that's going to last.
Yeah, well, as much as we're getting that selling pressure from Grayscale, selling some of their holdings, alternatively to that, BlackRock has continued to buy, and they've added each. It seems like every other day to their stack. So kind of balancing each other out, I think.
Yeah, there was something in regards to the ETFs coming out. I'm starting to see a lot of stuff regarding Visa and custodial services and everything else when it comes to crypto. So I think everybody's jumping on board now that the big boys are playing.
I agree. Speaking of markets, is there anything of noteworthy in the traditional markets?
We're at, let's have a look. We're at all-time highs. We had a Fed meeting yesterday, and there's no raise on rates, but still freeze. They're not lowering them yet. Yeah, everything's looking pretty bullish. I'll share my screen here.
I thought that was kind of odd, actually, that you mentioned the Fed. When if you remember a couple of months ago, if the Fed had announced that there would be no rate changes, that would have pumped the market. But for whatever reason, this time they mentioned no rate hikes or rate reduction, and it dumped the price. Really odd.
Well, if you look at the S&P, there was really no dumping happening at all on the screen. It's been pretty steady upwards movement. That's the hourly, and then there we are on the daily. It's yeah, extremely bullish in traditional markets, even with, I believe there was some drama with Tesla and after their earnings. But when it comes to the economic state, the profit margins are going to be increasing. So steady to slow growth, it isn't necessarily a bad thing. But everything's still moving up.
Well, that's a good thing. Speaking of which, I know this will only affect our fellow Canadians, but speaking of prices, I read an article that the prices of produce and our food is going to go up another 7% this year, as if it isn't high enough already. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that good old price on pollution, the carbon tax that we're stuck with in Canada, it's outrageous. And the number one we would, at an inflationary level, if we didn't have that carbon tax, Canada would be one of the most prosperous countries in the world right now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think.
Leave it to Trudeau to fuck everything up right when we have a little bit of a shining light.
Captain Kangaroo.
I know. Well, we'll continue this discussion, but I'm curious to hear about this week's Smash or Pass token. So we'll hand it over to CryptoCruizer and give us a little bit of details about what you got this week. Oh, I think you're muted, Crypto.
Yeah, that would help. It's fitting that we started off talking about DeFi because this week's Smash or Pass is on Say, the Say network, which is a DeFi specific layer 1 network. It is connected to the Cosmos ecosystem, but it's neither a standalone app chain DEX like Avalanche or Polkadot, but it's not a general purpose and permissionless blockchain like Ethereum or Solana. It's kind of like that middle ground between the two. And where Say comes out ahead is it's got many unique features over its competitors. Most notably is that it is parallelized, similar to Solana. It just claims to do it better and faster. But the best part, Say solves the exchange trilemma. I realize not everybody will know what the trilemma is, but we could definitely go into that, a little bit later, maybe if needed. But basically, it's decentralization, scalability, and capital efficiency. Say nails all of that, which is, from what we can see, the only one. And because of that, it's been pegged as the decentralized equivalent to the NASDAQ. It is fairly new. Say launched last August, which, so I mean, it's only a few months old. And this August, the initial release of the tokens for the investors will be unfrozen. So we'll see how that affects the price. Speaking of the price, it does rank number 47 on CoinMarketCap. It's got a cap of 1.52 billion, 2.425 billion tokens in circulation out of a total supply of 10 billion. Its all-time low lasted about 15 seconds when it was launched at 7 1/100ths of a cent. And it got up to 18 cents within seconds, 15 seconds, I think it was. It did go all the way up to an all-time high of 87.5 cents and currently sitting at 64 cents. So we'll see how the price is affected come August when those tokens are unfrozen and the initial investors get to either sell or do whatever they're going to do. So
it was like an initial offering and those tokens were locked until
they were locked. Yes. Yeah, they were locked. August 15th of this year, they get unlocked, and who knows what that will do to the price. But the network itself is, of all the ones I've researched since we started doing this segment, it's got me the most excited. It's a pretty kick-ass network.
Good.
Awesome. Lots to say about Say.
Thanks for the information. Well, I guess we'll go around the panel and ask if we are going to smash or pass. CryptoCruizer, yourself? I assume you're going to smash it.
Definitely smashing that, yeah.
Juan?
Love me some DeFi. Definitely going to be smashing.
I figured.
I too will be smashing. I'll be picking up a bag of that. Not financial advice. I haven't yet, but it's good to know about that token unlock in August. I'll be keeping a close eye on that. Dip, what about yourself?
Yeah, I think I'll smash it too. I think it's they're looking to take some of the market cap from some of the poor performing DeFi tokens from the last bull run, and it'll be a big player in 2024. So, yep, smash.
I think this is the first time that the entire panel has smashed the token.
It is
to pass it. That's good to know. Thanks, CryptoCruiser, for that. And we will be seeing a full description video on that on the channel.
Yeah, it should be released this weekend.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm just curious, before we go any further, I won't get into detail right now. I was just curious for those who are involved in the chat and everybody here on the panel and anybody out there watching, maybe you can comment to let us know how many people know what the exchange trilemma is. I didn't until I did this research, and it didn't even dawn on me that this was an issue right across the crypto space, where all the different platforms and exchanges and dApps, they all do 2 out of 3, but not all 3 until Say, who can do all 3. So it just blew me away. So,
well, it sounds like a really good project, really good chain. But for the record, Solana is still better.
It's gunning for Solana. They've made that pretty clear.
Well, you've made the big time when people start saying that they are, your killer, like the Solana killer. It used to be Ethereum, and now it's the Solana killer.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Everyone's forgot about Ethereum.
Yeah, well, for good reason.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with that train wreck. Apparently, they are under scrutiny. I don't know if they've actually been. I don't know if the SEC has filed a lawsuit yet about the whole incident where they were intentionally flooding or dumping some project. I can't remember exactly what it was. Dip, maybe you'll know a bit more. But okay, moving on. Juan, I wanted to ask you. Lots of stuff going on in crypto and in DeFi overall. But is there anything that you've been kind of keeping your eye on? Anything new that's on your radar?
Forex. I'm always a big proponent of looking for alternatives to invest, and the Forex market has great moments this week, especially when Powell speaks. And you can always count on some price action, and the British pound versus the US dollar, one of those things where you saw a lot of movement on. Gold, again, had a nice spike. So, again, people are looking for store of value. And I think I said it last week where gold's making moves, and it kind of paid off this week. So I think we're going to see a small cooling off period on gold, because I don't see it sustaining at 21 or getting to 21 and then staying there. But it's going to be ranging between this 2075 to 2020 in that range. So it's a good opportunity to kind of wait until someone starts speaking and pick your poison up or down, and you're probably going to end up winning. So just keep your eye on gold right now, because it's where the money's kind of coming into.
Beautiful. Thank you for that.
I see gold. I see gold sitting at 13.9 trillion market cap. I don't know if it's ever been that high, has it?
Normally, no. No.
I'm just looking at the top the assets by market cap, and Bitcoin finally broke back into the top 10. It dropped out for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the cap on gold. I'm like, wow, I haven't seen it that high.
Yeah, it usually averages around 10 trillion.
Yeah.
Again, like that Bitcoin and gold are just leading the charge in alternative money right now.
Yeah.
And can't go wrong with either or. And I will tell you guys the same thing I tell everybody else in my family: diversify.
Yeah. We've heard that here as well.
To keep with the theme of the roundtable today, I think we should go around and talk to everybody about ways to protect yourself when investing in DeFi projects and what to look for, and etc. I think just to start it off, as a bit of advice when you're getting into the DeFi space, don't look at yourself as an investor. Look at yourself as a liquidity provider, for starters, because what you're doing is providing capital for a project and getting a return on that capital. I don't know. I think the first thing, as a safety precaution, make sure that the project has outside liquidity, whether it's lending interest, real world utility, a profitable business, etc., and avoid anything that's using customers' liquidity to pay out revenue.
AKA Ponzi.
Yes. Crazy. What would a bit of advice from you be?
Well, it's no secret that I used to be involved in the traditional DeFi space, ROI, DApps, miners, and stuff. And very quickly you'll learn that it's a loss sum game. So I've transferred over to, like you had mentioned, protocols with actual utilities and yield earned outside of investor funds, aka liquidity pools, farming, and staking. But one thing I do look for in any protocol that I get into is, first of all, make sure they've been around for a little while. They're known, and for example, if it's a DEX or something like that, and they have their native token, make sure that token is listed on really good exchanges, the top exchanges, before even bothering to get into it. Second, I look for is make sure it has a very high TVL. Make sure that the total value that is invested in that protocol is a decent amount, and also make sure that that the volume is fairly high. I'm talking liquidity pools and stuff like that right now. When it comes to ROI dApps, yeah, make sure there's an external revenue. Make sure the team is decent, and stay away from like 100% complete Ponzi's, because, and to define a Ponzi, it's, as Dip had alluded to, when you deposit funds, those funds are being used to pay somebody else that's already in the protocol. Stay away from those types of projects for the most part, because 9 times out of 10, the investments stop coming in, the liquidity dries up, and you end up holding the bag. So stay away from those. Anything else I'd recommend is make sure that you check out any project that you're going to get into. Check out their socials. Make sure you know the team, and know exactly how the protocol works. Make sure an audit has been done. Just make sure they're legit, and little things like their website. Make sure there's no errors. Make sure everything works properly. Make sure they're active on socials. All kinds of little things you can do. But the best way to keep yourself safe is to stay away from any of those ROI type apps, and stick with your actual DeFi protocols where you're going to earn yield on the money that you lend or provide liquidity for.
Any tips from you, Cruiser?
Well, I'll look at a more broad spectrum, I guess, more summarized, and just say research, and more research, which is basically what you guys have just been talking about. But of course, that comes from me, who researches a new token every week. Well, more than just one, but yeah, could never do enough research. And I guess this not only goes for DeFi, but any investment or any financial actions at all. Don't ever put in anything you're not comfortable losing, right? I think that's common sense for anybody who's been in the space for a while, but we do realize there's some out there that are new to the crypto space, and maybe new to the whole traditional finance space, as a whole. Don't ever put anything in that you're not comfortable losing, and research everything you're even thinking of putting any money into, or any kind of any assets.
Great advice. I totally forgot about the don't invest in anything you're not willing to lose. Now, Dip, if you don't mind, I'm just going to show my screen right here real quick, since we're talking about, I alluded to earlier how Jupe, they did an airdrop, and it was quite a lucrative airdrop for a lot of people, and that was based on how active you were on their protocols. Now, Camino right now, I'm just going to add this. Pull up Camino. Camino right now has started a point system. You see up here. I'll click on that. Now, they haven't exactly said when they're going to take the snapshot, but for everything that you do on their protocol, you're constantly gaining points. Now, what these points do is, when they decide to do the airdrop, they'll take your points into consideration and allocate your airdrop accordingly, which I find is amazing. Like, a lot of people, like I said, when Jupe dropped yesterday, A lot of people that have been using their protocol for a long time had a really nice allocation, really nice airdrop. So this is Camino, same idea. For anyone that watched our video on liquidity pools and farming and lending, this is Camino is fairly new. Well, I shouldn't say new, but in comparison to a lot of other protocols out there, it is. And what's neat about Camino is some of the other ones, when you provide liquidity, you have to provide a range, and that's where you earn your yield. If you go outside that range, you have to adjust your range. Now with Camino, it's done automatically. So they set a range and set a certain percentage of yield that you earn coming from fees. So it's real world utility or yield gaining. And if it ever goes outside that range, it'll automatically adjust for you. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of a set it and forget it. You pick a liquidity pairing that you're happy with, that you plan on holding for a long time anyway, and that you're pretty sure it's going to have price appreciation. Stay away from the memes, obviously the meme coins, but stick with Solana and they have a few others like Bonk and stuff. Bonk being a meme coin, but I mean it's going to be around for a little while, kind of like Doge and Dip's favorite Shiba Inu. But the more positions you have and the more you have in the protocol, the higher points you gain. So I just wanted to show that because it's for anyone that's thinking about getting into providing liquidity, that's just an added bonus for doing that.
Yeah, we got a message from AJ. Hi, AJ, saying that 2024 is the year of airdrop farming. And I've been hearing a lot more about airdrop farming as of lately. So if he has any alpha on that, we might have already put it in the chat, which is fantastic. Oh.
Yep. Meteora has also started a point system today. Good to know.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have to do a video on farming airdrops at some point in the near future.
Yep. Yeah, we'll go into a more detailed look into it because it's, like I said, it can be quite lucrative, and you're earning yield anyway, so you might as well do it on some of these protocols. I plan on doing an airdrop.
For me, the advice would probably be more of the opposite you would do with a meme coin. It's okay not to be first. So if you want to join something, it doesn't mean you have to rush and buy it and be in front of the line. Do your research, take your time, see what other people are saying about it. Are they making money? Does it make sense? Are they going to rug? Does it look like it? Look at the contract. Make sure the contract address matches what you're going to purchase. All those things are like paramount. So especially if you're into investing, it's okay if you're not in the front of the line. That'd probably be one of the best advice.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Juan. If the project isn't profitable for itself, it won't be profitable for you. So when you're looking at stuff like fees, etc., don't look for the cheapest option, because nothing operates for free if you want to invest in something long term.
Now, Juan, you mentioned meme coins. Another warning I want to give out is if anyone's on Twitter, AJ, I know you can attest to this. There's a lot of scams going on Twitter right now. Projects that say they're going to be launching a token, a meme token. It's going to be the best token in the world, even if it's trending, and they ask you to either deposit through the wallet address that they provide, or some of them even have a website, and they all look identical. They're easy to spot. Just be careful of scammers. Don't just ape into anything just because you've heard people say it on Twitter, or your mother's uncle mentioned it at the dinner table. Don't go aping into, even if they are meme coins. There are a lot that are scams, quite a few. And some are legit. I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry out there. I was watching Deck Screener last night, actually. I was showing Cruiser. There were 3 meme coins that happened to pop up early hours yesterday. One was called GMC, the old GameStop. They did a meme coin on that. HODL, HODL. I'm sure everybody in the crypto space is familiar with that term. A meme coin came out about that one. And these suckers pumped like 500% in a matter of a couple of minutes, and close to 1,000% in a couple of hours. But then when I woke up this morning, I checked the charts, and some of the ones I was watching, boom, right down to zero. So, you got to be careful. You don't want to be exit liquidity, but at the same time, if you're going to play the meme coin game, be careful, don't get scammed, and make sure what you're buying is legit. It's like there are a few out there that are legit doing pre-sales and stuff, but just got to be careful. Ask around, do your research before you just throw money at anything you see on social media.
Yeah, high return is high risk. Yeah, like the amount of percentage of gain is equivalent to the amount of risk you're taking in anything you invest in this planet. So it's not necessarily, if you're wanting a long-term investment, it's not necessarily good to look for the higher yielding investment anywhere. Nothing is steady, so they can't continue to pay out those yields in a real world.
Right. Yep. See, it goes back to what I was saying before about investing in true DeFi. I don't do as much trading now as I used to, but when I was doing trading, you could almost use the same example. Sometimes if you're in a trade and you're down a little bit, or you don't set a stop loss, or you're in a little bit of profit, there's that little voice in the back of your head that's saying, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. And a lot of times it goes the other way and it wrecks you. The same thing can happen in DeFi. Instead of investing in those high risk tokens where if things just go your way, you can double your money, 3x your money. But if you think about it logically, take your time, do your research, you'll come back to the same conclusion that true DeFi is steady gains. It may not be, these huge gains that you see in a lot of these ROI DApps type projects, but over the long term, you'll still be earning yield while these other ones have collapsed or failed. So keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, that's why you generally see the stable pairs when it comes to liquidity pools do so well, because you're running right off market value against a stable price token. So the yields are lower, but you're much safer, and then you'll get your ups and downs with it. But generally, they don't just croak out overnight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in a Solana USDC pair on Radium, and I use Orca, which is really good for those memes and high risk type tokens. And I've done a few liquidity pools in those, and they've come and gone. The rates go right down to almost nothing, goes out of range, and I just cash out. Well, my pool on Radium still going strong. Haven't had to adjust ranges at all, and I think over the long term, it's done a lot better for me than some of these other high risk ones, because you end up losing because of impermanent loss. So sometimes the safe play is the best play. Yeah,
I know all through pretty much the bear market, I was invested pretty heavily in a lot of phantom liquidity pools, and the yields were really low with stable pairs, but over the course of time, I think I 5x'd my bag of phantom, and it had its little pump before it kind of lost interest, and people kind of lost interest, and I got to cash out with some great profit and stuck that in to the blue chips. So
yeah, and just to be clear, when Dip mentions phantom, he's not talking about the wallet on Solana, he's talking about the protocol. And you're absolutely right, AJ. Orca and Radium LP rewards are better than DGen ROI DApps. I agree 100%.
Well, I would like to add also, though, that there's a time and a place for all these type of pools, especially those that are not paired with a stable coin. While the stable coin is safer, like we said already, right? It does the yields are smaller, but what you should not expect is for you to put your money into a stable coin and expect it to 10x, right? A stable pair, should I say? Those things don't happen normally. It's if it happened maybe once in 20 years, maybe, right? But it's not one of those things that's a common occurrence. And the same is true for the unstable pairs, where you think that you're going to put $10 and you're going to, come out with 1,000. people, if you want to make realistic money, you go into with a nice chunk of money to make more money. And if you're looking for a long play, the stable coin pairs are probably the best way to go.
Yep, 100%. And the other thing too is we're heading into a bull market. Early stages, we've already started. So getting into liquidity pools, it's a good opportunity to get into a stable and a blue chip with a wide range because you'll constantly collect those fees. The only thing about concentrated liquidity pools is when you do set your range, you have to keep in mind that if you do go out of range, you'll need to readjust. And with us heading into a bull market, it's really not that big of a deal because you'll go out of range on the upper end, which that's okay. You made appreciation on the token price, so you just readjust your range to the upper level from there and continue earning those fees. Now, I was in a little bit more of a degen play when Jupe was launched. I did get into a USDC Jupe liquidity pool on Orca. Did fantastic because of the volume. I mean, that thing shot right up to over $1 billion market cap, and the 24-hour volume was something like, hourly volume was something like 14 million per hour. So it was crazy. Mind you, it went out of range very quickly. So that's one of the examples that you got to be careful with it going out of range. Although it did go out of range on the upper end, so I'm not too concerned about it. But right now, it seems to be trending sideways, which is good for the liquidity pool. So I just wanted to mention that. You got to be careful about it in permanent loss and going out of range.
Excellent. Is there anything exciting going on in the DeFi space right now?
Juan, is there anything exciting going on in the DeFi space right now?
From what I've been seeing, a lot of development coming on. I've seen different ways or different versions of pools to maximize or at least to get people in it, right? I think you brought up a good one where, again, the ranges are automatically adjusted for you. Little things like that to increase people's quality of life. Can I point to one right now on the horizon? Not yet. Again, I like to kind of watch and see if, like Dip said, if it's making money for the protocol, it'll probably make money for you. There just isn't anything right now that's like a banger. But I'm telling you, just keep your eyes open. They're developing them. They're coming, and you want to be there before the bull run starts.
Beautiful. I'd like to welcome up another member of the panel, Chart Davidson. How are you doing, sir?
He wasn't ready.
No, he's not ready.
He wasn't ready. The chart wasn't ready with the chart.
And then, hi, Jenna. Thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure having Jenna on the show. Thanks for listening in. Okay, well, let's change our course just for a second here. I wanted to talk about something about XRP. Everyone that is an XRP maxi, I guess we'll say, will be interested in this. I was mentioning to Dip just before the show that the XRP was hacked. There was a hack attempt a few weeks ago, if you guys remember, but it was stalled out at I believe it was what was it, BitMEX or BitGet, one of those exchanges anyway. Yeah. Someone tried to hack quite a bit of XRP, almost half the supply, and sorry, Jenna, and but it was stopped at BitGet. Anyway, this time they actually succeeded. Apparently, I don't know if it was a hack or if it was lost keys or something like that. There's all kinds of rumors going around, but it was 112 million, I believe, that was hacked or whatever, and it did affect the XRP price. I'm not sure why. I used to talk about XRP a lot. It's kind of stalled, as everybody knows. That anyone who's an XRP fan knows that it does nothing for a long, long time, and then all of a sudden it'll explode out of nowhere. But it's really not doing all that much.
I have some worries that XRP's turned from a bull to a steer, and it's had its nuts chopped.
It looks like it looks like it blew its load early, right?
Yeah,
Jenna
right.
agrees with you, Dip.
I'll jump in here. It was confirmed that the XRP that was hacked was actually Chris Larson's personal account that was hacked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the Ripple network. It wasn't XRP. It was Larson's own personal account that was hacked, and the XRP was stolen. Of course, it still affected the price because everybody was fearful of, what was happening.
I'll be honest, XRP is at a price right now where, this 50-cent level is huge. If we can't hold this, I'm hearing or seeing analysis that it's going to go possibly down into the 40s, 42.
Well,
we shall see.
I have a theory on XRP, and I'd like your thoughts on everybody's thoughts on it. Maybe I'm out in left field here, but here's what I'm thinking, because I've held XRP for a long time. I have a lot of it, but with Ripple trying to facilitate the use of XRP as a transactional token at all the major banks all over the world, I can't help but think that XRP is going to turn into a stable coin, I guess, where it's going to plateau at around $1 and just stay there. And maybe I'm out to lunch on that theory, but I can see that happening. I've always been bullish on XRP, but I will say over the last, I don't know, more so the last 3 to 6 months, but maybe even a year, where I'm not losing faith in XRP. I just don't think it's going to be what it was intended to be. And that $3 to $5 range that people were so badly hoping for is probably a pipe dream. Just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, well, as having a message to the executives over at XRP, don't give your wallet address to random direct messages on X. That'll get you hacked.
I was going to say, with the SEC and now Larson, like, is there a pattern here?
I don't believe it.
No Lambos, says Jenna. Okay, well, I guess we'll get off this topic. We don't want Jenna to leave the stream. Charlie, are you able to speak yet? You got your mic fixed? No, I guess he's just tuning in this week. Okay.
No brilliance from the man himself.
Sounds like a car down Jose. Yeah, that's another one I've kind of given up on. That thing doesn't do anything. I know, Dip, you're not a fan of the owner over there.
No, he's I don't know. He's definitely one of those personalities that gives me an uneasy vibe. I have nothing negative to say about the project itself, but the man in control, I definitely wouldn't leave him with my children. And I went there as a judge of character when it comes to my investing.
Wow. Hilarious. I just want to give out the shout out as well to Jenna. Congratulations on making it to the next round of Trader Wars. Awesome. I was not on, but I participated in the Flipper Hodl to win some money there, and didn't quite. He wouldn't pick my number, and that number ended up being a good one. But anyway, that was a lot of fun. But good luck on your next round. Oh,
yeah, Chart. He is under a matrix attack.
Yeah, no more Chart and Juan show. At least not this week.
Well, we don't want to take over. Let you guys shine.
Yeah, we can just do the Juan show.
I took steps to see that that matrix doesn't happen here again. Anyway.
Yeah,
I beefed up the services in this building.
It's noticeable. Congratulations, boys.
Yeah.
About time. Well, we are kind of in a rural area, so service was spotty at best. It's too bad we can't get Chart up. I want to get his talk on everything that's been going on with Jupe and Pyth and everything, but maybe we'll get that next weekend, obviously on his spaces on Twitter on Thursdays at noon Eastern time. Great show again today, Chart, by the way.
Agreed, man. He had an awesome show. Definitely, I would encourage anybody who's listening now to or watching us now to check out the chart show on Spaces. It's amazing.
Yep, he's there on behalf of DGens, and today he went on quite the, I don't want to call it a rant, because it was just an information session, but yeah, he went on. I was wondering if he was going to come up for air. He just went on and on and on. He's a wealth of information when it comes to crypto, that man. And he's usually on here every Thursday as well as part of the roundtable. He's unable to speak tonight, but I look forward to having him again back next week.
I've been stuck doing renos with all this Jupe talk. Does anybody have any information on it that they could share with me?
Well, it's they did an airdrop. They did a token launch. Jupe is the token for Jupiter, which is an exchange, decentralized exchange on Solana. So anyone who interacted with Jupiter prior to November 3rd, same thing I mentioned on Camino, buy, sells, lending, swaps, et cetera, not lending, but swaps and stuff like that. You earned, I guess, points, and then it contributed toward an airdrop. ICP
excellent.
Moving. ICP is a garbage coin. Sorry, Jenna.
Same clown posse.
Yeah, I remember. I feel really bad. Speaking of ICP, I feel really bad for any of those that got into it in last bull market, because that thing shot up to over $300, and then in the bottom of the bear, I think it went down to a few dollars, $3-4, something like that. So I feel really bad for anyone who invested in that and held on. I shouldn't say it's a garbage coin. It is a good project. There's a lot of internet computer. I mean, it's decentralized information, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a good concept. I just hope it does make a rebound for all those people that are stuck holding their bags.
I think they're just gonna have to wait until their product matures a little bit more, and they can get something out of it, real world. It sucks. You're right. Sometimes you try to FOMO in, and you kind of get there late to the party.
Well, Jenna said she mentioned it for leverage trading purposes. So yeah, that's a great move. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's quite the wick. Nice little candle on that.
Nice.
Is there any, do you know if there's any news on that, Jenna, or if it's just, the market pushing it up? I think Bitcoin has also been on the move. No, not really.
Yeah, the highest tier airdrop for Jupe was 100,000 tokens worth $70,000. That'd be nice to see just show up.
Nice. Yeah. Now that's 100,000 K tokens per wallet. So if you use multiple wallets like that kid did that got that 1 million, then you if you maxed out, you got 100,000 allocation for each wallet, which is incredible.
No news.
Yeah. So you caught the bottom earlier.
Yeah.
Good job, Jenna. Good call on that one.
She's got a good eye for trading.
$12. Yeah, she really does. I recommend anyone that hasn't checked out that Trader Wars to check it out. It's really cool just watching the guys and Jenna talk about the trades, what they're doing, what their thinking is, and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I do like to see. Jenna she stays quiet in the background. She does her thing while the other guys are, talking about their strategies and what they think is going to happen. And by the end of the show, a lot of them are negative for the day. It's crazy to see CryptoFace, for example, who's the creator of Market Cypher, and he hasn't been doing very well. Although he did win a few seasons ago. Maybe it was the first season, but seeing Jenna beat him week after week is funny to see. Way to go.
Walk quietly, but carries a big stick.
That's right.
Oh, now we're getting back into the Cox token.
No Cox.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she made a tweet about that after the last stream, and I laughed my ass off. That was funny.
She's only been trading for 4 months.
Damn.
Wow.
I think maybe I need to watch that.
Yeah.
Although I'm not
pretty
doing
good.
it bad
It's all about controlling the emotions and just doing what you need to do. It's very
That's my
hard to
problem.
put the blinders on when it comes to news and everything else when you're trading and try and predict, when the best thing you can do is just look at that chart and ignore everything else and make your decision.
Yeah, I've made I don't trade as much as I used to, simply for that reason. I could look at the charts. I know exactly, well, don't know, but I'm pretty sure exactly what the price movement is going to be. And it plays out. And then when I decide to get in a trade from what I see in the charts, I let my emotions take over, and I don't listen to my gut. I don't listen to my brain. I don't listen to what I'm seeing on the chart, and I end up losing because of it. I got to check my emotions at the door, but it's so much harder to do than to say, obviously.
Yeah, it's hard not to get excited over news, whether it's good news or bad news or anything else. You need that money flow to either go in or go out to move that market, and without that, the news doesn't matter.
Right. Absolutely.
I think for trading, man, you need to just stick to your plan, whatever it may be, and you'll be more consistent, either consistently winning or consistently losing, but you'll be consistent. And I think that's the hardest thing for someone to learn. It's just not to get lucky and win or lucky and lose, but to be consistent. And then obviously, like if you're consistently losing, you know that your strategy ain't working, you need to change, adapt. And if you're consistently winning,
that's right.
Right, your strategy is working, maintain it, right? But once you start guessing, just get out the market because you're gonna get burned.
You know, Juan, you're dead on there because I went through a stretch there just recently because I do have somewhat of a strategy, I guess, and I was consistently losing. And I changed it up because I realized, I think, what I was doing wrong. And I started having a little bit better results in my trades. And then, and this was very recent because as we've discussed before, I like the real short term. Anyway, the last 2 days have been just great as far as my trades because I just changed what I think I was doing wrong, but I was consistent all along. It was just on the losing end until, more recently.
Yeah, I think the misconception. True. No, it's fine. I think the misconception is that when people are trading, they are going to win every single time.
Oh yeah.
And it's not like that. You're just hoping to win more often than lose. And there's different strategies to it, right? There's every time I lose, I'm just gonna double up on my next one, so that way I make up what I lost, right? And that's a fair trading strategy. And then there's others where you just gonna keep sticking to your strategy, looking at the chart structure, see if it changed, and taking advantage of that. And then there's people who just trade the news. They know it's gonna swing one way or the other, and they take a stab at it. And again, nothing wrong with that. Just you have to be mindful of what the positives and the consequences are for those decisions. So at the end of the day, stick to it. It's okay to stop trading, review what your decisions were. Why do you make them?
Reevaluating is a very good idea a lot of the time. And Jenna's saying you can win every trade. Yeah, if you use a stop loss. I was going to mention.
If you're
Yeah, she's giving my advice now. That just small margin that you could eliminate your leverage.
Yeah.
And then just wait it out. Eventually, the market will flip on you.
I wish I knew what small, what small margins were.
Yeah.
Hey, you just got to make sure you can bring that leverage down to 1x in your account, and you can ride it out, right?
Don't do anything dumb, she says. Well, there goes my last 3 weeks. But my last 2 days made up for it, so I'm okay.
Yeah. Another good tip when it comes to trading is just do the opposite of what the sentiment is.
Yeah.
because it all gets put out there. All these news articles, everything else, it's all out there for a reason. So things get really bearish. Like, what was it today that I was sending you crazy? About the Biden government putting out a report talking about mining taking up too much energy and this, that, and the next thing, and making it sound like they're going to start attacking crypto.
Let me
when you got BlackRock buying up as much Bitcoin as they can, and obviously BlackRock runs the government, so it just doesn't make any sense. So when you're seeing the FUD, it's probably time to go long.
there's that right here. There's that form you were talking about here. And the highlighted area that you sent me in this picture, as evident, the price of Bitcoin has increased roughly 50% in the last 3 months. So, like you said, they fear it.
Yeah. And when you start seeing stuff like that and people start getting scared, get ready to put in your long. Just counter trade that move.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm not too far off there. Jenna says 20x usually with anywhere from 50 to 200 margin, and that's basically where I'm at. So I'm doing something right.
AJ says just do the opposite of Kramer.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that is.
Bitcoin's going to zero. 20% pump.
Yeah.
We need him to speak more often. Now, Juan, I know about your long-term trade. Have you entered any recent ones? I don't mean your prop accounts or bots or anything like that, but I just mean normal leverage trade.
Leverage trading, Solana is still one of my favorites. It's a good ranging market right now. You can see where the range is, and right now the trend seems to be in a positive direction. So I'll wait till it drops and hold. Right, I think Jenna has a point there where it's going to revisit whatever position you buy. Just make sure that you don't over leverage yourself, and you'll be fine. Right, it'll always come back. So in those cases, Solana, I think it's one of the best starters, I think, right now for people who want to get in. If the range is consistent, you look at it and you're probably going to end up winning. In the bull market, Ethereum, I think, is another one to leverage trade a little bit. Again, 2x, 3x maybe. I wouldn't go too heavy on that one. But again, ones you can do. And if you're in Forex, gold, man. Gold is golden right now. It's in that range, and wait for the top, and then let it drop, and you'll make some money.
No pun intended there. Yeah, great advice. Can't panic. Jenna should have just came up on the stream.
Yeah,
Full of great advice.
she's got the infinite Roundtable invite, so she just needs to let us know. We can just send her the link once a week, and if she's available,
anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I already mentioned it to her. I'm gonna send her the StreamYard link every week, and if she's available, hop on. She's always welcome.
Yeah, she's smarter than we are, so it's fantastic to have her on.
Jenna needs to put a signal out so we can just copy trade it. That's it.
Yeah.
Jump on the Jenna signal.
Here, crazy. If I pull up the Bitcoin chart here, you want to give us a little bit of TA. Let us know what you're thinking when it comes to the chart, or do you want to pull up your own Bitcoin chart? And since that's going to move everything.
Yeah, go ahead. Set up yours.
Let's tell me what frame you want it on, and then we'll finish it off with a bullish or bearish sentiment.
Okay, just put it to the hourly. That way I can see what's going on down below without everything too condensed. It's the hourly there. Yeah, okay.
That is the hourly,
yeah. Well, you've got the perfect trend line right there. I mean, Bitcoin touched it multiple times, as you could see, going across all the way up until the 22nd when we had that, or was it the 20th? We had the dip down below. and then we've retaken it. Now that price right now is just above, so we are riding on that that trend. That's the same trend line actually I have on my chart as well. It's other than the few dips that we have here and there, Bitcoin's been pretty. It's been respecting the trend, which has been an uptrend, and it's been pretty reliable, pretty predictable. Like I said, though, other than those major dips, but just looking at the market cipher, well, money flow seems to be going down a little bit, but yeah, we got the VWAP up. We got the right now it looks pretty good to me. I don't know how everyone else feels about it, but it seems fairly strong. Nothing too much to be worried about.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you there. It's looking like it's broke back above resistance that used to be the support, and it's just retesting it now. And in my opinion, we are looking at a move to the upside shortly. What about you, Cruiser?
Well, I'm just looking at both charts on the screen here and my own, because I do have an open trade based on this chart right now. And I'm electing to stay in it based on what you just said. It looks like it's on the upward trend. So this is a rarity for me. This is going to be a semi-long-term trade, which I normally don't do, but I'm riding this one out. I'm very bullish on it right now.
Just don't be using no 45x leverage.
No, only 25 this time.
Okay. How do you want?
Yeah, looking at BTC charts, I'll tell you that I'm wondering how it's going to look once it reaches 45, right? Is it going to rally and hit to that 49 level and retest that? Or is it going to go back to ranging and, bounce back to 38 and let that be the norm until the next news cycle kind of kicks in? So it'll be really interesting for me to see what the sentiment is going to be once it reaches 45K.
Juan, you started talking dirty to me there and then backed off on it. You're nothing but a tease.
Just the way you like it, baby.
All right. I think it's about time to close this out. I'm glad you're learning a lot. And hopefully we're all looking at bullish for the next week, and hopefully that we can report next Thursday at 7:00 that's actually what happened. Good night, everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Good night.
We're coming out.